Let's go to Patrick J. Buchanan. Man, I am so thrilled to have him back. Former GOP presidential candidate, former Nixon and Reagan staffer, author of The Greatest Comeback, How Richard Nixon Rose from Defeat to Create the New Majority. Pat, great to talk to you, sir.
Good to talk to you again, Steve.
All right, so what'd you make of last night? Overview.
Is our democracy dead, Steve? I thought that Donald basically won the debate. I thought it was his best debate. I do think she does well. She does as well as she can at her particular game, and she plays defense, and it's like a tennis player that keeps putting the ball back over the net. I thought that Donald won, but clearly all the headlines and what I'm going to write about today is the incredible panic in the establishment because Donald Trump simply said, I'll tell you on Election Day whether I accept the results.
Yeah, I mean, what was he supposed to say? And then if he decides, if his lawyers decide, as Al Gore did, or as Hillary's lawyers might, that there was something, unsavory going on, and he challenges it, then the headline will be he broke his pledge.
Well, not only that, look, what do they think Donald is going to do? He's going to lead an army on Washington or something if it's all over? Look, if he says, I don't accept this, I think it was a fraud, I think the way I was attacked, I was treated unfairly. And so he says that, so what? Is that the end of the American Republic? For heaven's sakes, the panic in the establishment. Really, there is some great fear, Steve, and knowing at the heart of this establishment that it would react with such panic. Look at the headlines in the Post and even the Wall Street Journal and the Times at the fact that he says, look, I might not accept it, might not like it. He has not indicated, we're going to march on Washington.
Yeah, okay. So why are they so panicked?
I think they are. There's several reasons. One of them is knowing at the heart of the establishment is the realization that the system is fixed. Undeniably. The whole press corps, National Press Corps, has really absented itself from traditional objectivity and fairness and balance and gone all out on the front pages, inside pages, op-ed pages, editorial pages to bring Trump down and defeat him. They cover up for Clinton's mistakes and they go after him on these things. And the American people sense that the system is rigged. They got it fixed. The whole country wanted real change, and it didn't want Hillary. And now it looks as though they're not going to get any change, although they came out to vote in greater numbers in history. And so they say something is rotten in the state of Denmark, and they are right.
Yep. All right, you wrote a great piece not too long ago about anti-Catholics and elitist bigots. Boy, did Trump miss an opportunity because the media is not covering the WikiLeaks, and Trump didn't even mention WikiLeaks or anything in the documents until Chris Wallace brought it up. But Trump never mentioned the anti-Catholic garbage, never mentioned the Ben Jealous email, the needy Latino email about Bill Richardson. He missed great opportunity. But focus in, if you will, on the opportunity missed to inform Catholics of what her campaign thinks of them.
Well, you're right, and let me credit Chris Wallace for bringing up, Hillary is quoted directly talking to those Brazilian bankers that I dream of a hemispheric common market of open borders and open trade. That is the end of my country, Steve. A common market with a EU-type governance would have to be on top of it, is the end of the sovereignty and independence and liberty of the United States, which is why we fought our revolution. And I think Trump should have hammered her on that repeatedly. Now, on the anti-Catholic thing, you know what these WikiLeaks reveal? Quite frankly, is that but behind all this, gooey, progressive liberalism we see, are these nasty little bigotries that are the same kinds of bigotries that Hillary charged everybody else with when she called us all racist, sexist, homophobes, xenophobes, bigots, and irredeemables. And it reveals the character of the opposition, which basically has a great pretense to moral authority, and down deep it deserves none and is getting less and less.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. So, where are we, Pat? Where is the race, and can Trump still win this?
Now, the question is, look, I do think there's the possibility of a Brexit-type vote out there, but the race would have to be a lot closer, I think, from what I read, and see. And the trend in the battleground states is undeniably not good. So it's going to be. Trump is clearly not the favorite. He's going to have a tough time winning this thing if he wins it. It's hard for me right now to see the path to victory that isn't as tough, really even tougher than drawn to an inside straight. But we're 3 weeks out, and I remember I was with Nixon traveling with Nixon in '68, and we began October. Nixon was at 43, Humphrey at 28, and Wallace at 21. And it ended 43 to 43.
Yeah.
Humphrey picked up 15 points in that last 6 weeks or 5 weeks. But Trump is going to have to pick up, I think, 6, 7 points. If he can get up to even in the overall polls, I think maybe some of the battleground states will flip to him.
All right. Patrick, great talking to you, my friend. Thank you, and stay well.
Okay.
All
Take
right.
it easy.
Pat Buchanan up next, the panel. Don't miss it.